What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out a brand new Yusei Synchro monster that just got revealed. This is going to be released in that OCG Legendary Gold box, and surprise, surprise, it's another level 10 Accel Synchro monster, kind of like Satellite Warrior, which they just gave him earlier this week coming out of the Legendary Duelist. So I'm not exactly sure why he needed two level 10 Accel Synchros in the span of a week, but Konami, I guess. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out Shooting Star Dragon TG expansion. This is a level 10 Wind Dragon Synchro monster. It's 3300 attack, 2500 defense. It's an Accel Synchro. That means it's a Synchro that requires other Synchros to summon it. Your materials are one Tuner Synchro monster plus one non-Tuner Synchro monster. So actually you have to put two Synchros to summon this bad boy. You have a hard once per turn on your second and third effects, but you can use them in the same turn. First effect says when a monster effect is activated that targets a monster or monsters you control, quick effect, you can banish one tuner from your graveyard, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy it. Effect number 2, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can negate that attack. Effect number 3, during your opponent's turn, if this card is in the graveyard, quick effect, you contribute 2 synchro monsters, that's a cost, special summon this card. So I think I'm basically going to say the same things about this card that I said about Satellite Warrior, and that is I'm just kind of disappointed by the card. I think that Konami's really missing the mark when it comes to these level 10 Accel Synchro monsters. None of them feel like these new ones anyways. They don't feel like they can take over the game. They don't feel like they're really worth what you're putting in. I mean, keep in mind, you have to use 2 synchros to summon this damn thing. You look at the first effect, yes it is free negation, but it only works on monsters, and then those monsters have to target your monster specifically. It can't be like a monster targeting one of your back row cards. Like, it has to be a monster targeting another monster you control. That feels incredibly situational. Like, it can be good in certain matchups and then completely useless in other matchups. And even in the good matchups, I feel like it only is probably going to be that great against maybe a couple of cards or a couple of monsters in their deck. I actually think the second effect might be the most reliable, because the second effect is just, anytime your opponent attacks with a monster, you can just go ahead and negate that attack. So you can protect one of your little monsters on field. You can use that effect to protect this card if your opponent's trying to crash something bigger into it, like, I don't know, Utopia Double or Boros War Dragon or something like that. The third effect feels incredibly random and misplaced, and I'm not even understanding why it's on the card to begin with, because you got to use 2 synchros to go into this, and then you can Monster Reborn this card by giving up 2 more synchros on your field, but it only works during your opponent's turn. Like, that just feels bizarre, random, incredibly situational, unreliable. Basically, it doesn't feel like it's going to come up very consistently, and even then, like, why would I want to reborn this card? It's not even that good to begin with. Like, I'd rather just use those monsters to go for something significantly better. And people might think that I'm being too harsh with this card, but honestly, I'm just not seeing a lot of positives. I'm talking about trying to play this card competitively or even casually. I feel like it's not worth it in pretty much any situation. Just go for something like Stardust Warrior. That card is like significantly better, and it requires kind of like the same materials and the same kind of investment. So instead of just trashing this card for another minute, I think I'll just wrap the video up. Anyways, whatever you guys think of the new Shooting Star Dragon TG expansion, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.